Happy Saturday mid-afternoon, guys. Wow. Unbelievable. OU escapes narrowly with the win. You're right, Sooner fan Jason should be on cloud nine. Actually, a lot of us should be because the Sooners escape when they had probably every chance to lose that game. They win 31-24. Listen, first off, yeah, the first thing is DG going down, obviously not the way you want Arnold to be coming in the game based off an injury. It's going to be interesting what we hear from coaches and everything about.
What was said a minute ago from BV, I think they've all tweeted it out now, as BV sounds like DG will play next week. So that's
so
good.
It's all precautionary.
I'm not sure. It was just said they're optimistic he plays next week, so that should help. But who knows?
Hey, Bastia, it really should. There is no excuse for BYU to be running all over OU. Okay, it's embarrassing to get beat at the line of scrimmage the way OU got beat at the line of scrimmage. Point blank. That's all you can say. I mean, BYU did OU some favors. They threw the ball when they didn't need to. Yes, and it was a beautiful throw on 3rd and 7. Farouk got separation. The long throw, Jeff Levy went for the dagger, and he missed it.
Yeah,
Plain and simple. Jackson Arnold missed it.
Yeah, that was one really bad moment from Jackson Arnold to overthrow a wide open receiver like that. I think it's just a freshman mistake of Jackson Arnold has all the arm strength in the world trying to flaunt that when Nick Anderson Nick Anderson beat his guy so much. Like, you could have underthrown him and he still could score on it. So
the
defensive he wishes he could have back, but doesn't work.
Defensive line is a concern, Hunter. Defensive line is a major concern.
I don't get how they've struggled this bad. Like, I don't get it. Everything says on paper with all the depth that they have, and these guys that they have are playmakers. Rondell Bothroyd made a lot of plays at Wake Forest.
He's not in the interior, though.
I'm talking about on just the defensive ends, and then going to move into the interior. Trace Ford made a lot of plays over the years at Oklahoma State. Ethan Downs has been great this year at times. Or Mason Thomas, same thing. And then it's like, where are they? Then on the interior, like, Jacob Lacey was so good for so long. Where's he been? Absolutely nothing.
The only way they got pressure is when they blitz, and they blitzed a lot in the second half. And what that tells you is you can't get there with the front four, and that's bad. That's bad that the front four guys can't beat their guys. I don't like it. Something's got to change. PJ Adebori, when he was in, he did put pressure on.
Yeah. Bothroyd had a few times that he almost had it kind of a combination of an over pursuit and all the grass issues, as well as getting a little bit of hold. It wasn't as bad, I would say, today as we've seen over the course of the season with holding and missed a few sacks. But I want to see Desan McCullough rushing the passer a little bit more.
Not playing safety?
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
And Desan McCullough, he's a cheetah, but he's not the cheetah. That coverage is the one thing he still doesn't know because he's 6'5", 240? I mean, he's the size of a defensive end playing a safety linebacker hybrid position, and to drop him back into coverage like that is, you could tell that's somebody that hasn't played coverage a whole lot in their life trying to make that play.
The D line was pitiful all day. I mean, there's no excuse for it. If Billy Bowman doesn't get the pick six, guys, I don't know what happens, but I don't know if it's Chavez, Miguel Chavis, or Bates, but something needs to – they're not improving this year.
Yeah, this is a point of the year that they should be at their peak, and I think like a lot of the team, they peaked against Texas. They had the 5 sacks against Texas, and since then, they haven't been able to get to the quarterback.
No, and look, it's coaching. You only play down to the competition because the coaches – I mean, now there's players involved too, but this is getting ridiculous that this has to happen every game, that they're going to play down to their competition. It's unbelievable. The first half, There was so much that could have happened the first half that didn't happen. And look, if Schmidt's kicking the ball against TCU, I'm done.
I want to know how he missed that kick. You're at that
because he's not good.
It's a 27-yarder, and you're at the far hash. How do you miss it to the opposite side? Like, how do you slice it that bad? When in college football, it should go through the uprights. I got Ron here talking about BV not being a good in-game coach. He had a lot of bad decisions at times today.
Again,
I was not opposed. I know you were, Jeremy, when we were talking to not calling a timeout. I was not opposed to that in the first
I was
half.
for sure. Why do you go to the halftime with the timeout, Hunter?
Well, but why are you giving BYU chance to?
They weren't going to. I don't know how we don't have a kicker.
The way the defense played, they pick up a first down, then they're in business to maybe score a touchdown.
Their guy makes a 49-yarder, Hunter. Their guy makes a 49-yarder. We can't make a 24-yarder.
Yeah, and what's with it? These 4 new teams all having much better kickers than what OU has. It's crazy.
The other thing is, some Stubby said about if DG doesn't play next week, OU's in trouble. Well, it does sound like he's going to play according to what we heard. But listen, I think Jackson Arnold handled himself okay. He definitely didn't play amazing, but he showed that he can run the ball. He picked up a huge first down. We didn't have any penalties. He had the fumble snap. He threw a great play once, but it sounds like DG's playing. But I think if you give Arnold a full week, he's not going to be the same guy you saw today. And let's say what it is. 3rd and 7 was a massive slant throw.
Yeah. And then there was that earlier, or is that this? You're not talking about on the last drive, are you?
I'm talking about the Farouk play, but he also had the other slant route there.
Yeah, the other one to Farouk is what I'm talking about, where the pocket, he had all the time in the world, and it almost looked like he hurried to get rid of it, and that's just the way
his arm
straightens the ball. And it was a great throw, great read, great catch. All around great play for Jackson Arnold.
And there was something else I saw today from Arnold. Look, Stubby, you are absolutely right. Bad throw. It may have been a beautiful spiral, but it was a bad throw. You got to score that. The dagger would have been made. Okay. But I will say, I liked how Arnold went over to Farouk after the injury. He showed some leadership in the time that he was in there for a true freshman, honestly. Now, one thing you do got to note, when he came in, Stoops didn't catch a ball.
Yeah, I thought that was a little interesting. I figured with how much DG has made Drake Stoops as a safety target, you would think Jackson Arnold would kind of follow suit, but that didn't happen today. Wonder if that will be the same next week.
I don't know, but did you see the replay of the Stogner block?
Awful. There was penalties.
The guy slipped on the turf like 80 other people did.
Like the Nick Anderson pass interference. He didn't even initiate contact on that fake punt. How can you call pass interference when he's not the one making the contact?
Yeah, I agree. Hey, this is a good point. We ran a lot of jet sweep fakes, and Arnold kept it out of Drake Stoops. So Stoops really didn't go out a lot.
Yeah, I like the jet sweep fakes thing. Like, why wasn't that ever used
with Gabriel?
Yeah, like just in general. Like, if you're wanting to run sweeps all the time, maybe throw in a fake like that and keep
with the QB keeper.
Yeah, like I don't.
That's because I don't think they wanted Gabriel running up the middle. But hey, I thought Salchuk was elite.
Yeah,
Salchuk was elite again.
Salchuk was elite. I was shocked with how much Jackson Arnold did run the ball. You have Dylan Gabriel go down with an injury, so Jackson Arnold's thrown in there. You would think you would kind of avoid running them because there was some that's like, wow,
he got hit
out there. Like, and that could be very ugly if Jackson Arnold goes down and you're having to go to Davis Bevel as the third string at that point. So was interesting to see them continue to run Jackson Arnold.
I thought it was a great fake punt that OU ran with Downs. It was a weak call. I mean, obviously he made contact, but is Josh Plaster still the holder, Hunter?
Yeah, I believe Plaster was. There was one today that he had laces in. It was on an extra point. I don't know. I'm glad Schmidt was able to give me a 20-yard extra point, but you can't have laces in. That's the first rule.
No, you can't.
Holding, like, especially with a kicker that's had all the problems that he's had. You can't make it any harder on them than it already is.
Hey, Jimmy, Dylan, it sounds like we heard that
Yeah,
BV thinks
it's
he's going to
weird.
play.
I think the whole thing's weird on like nothing has truly been said exactly.
I agree.
Like BV said it was upper body. The ESPN report didn't even specify what it was. So I don't
Hey,
know. A little
I
weird if
agree.
you ask me.
I'm sure we'll get some updates maybe, but the only play Infidel 912 that I can remember a DB getting off was Woody Washington, who actually saved a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah.
Kind of fought off and pushed the guy to bounds. But Key Lawrence was bad. I thought today was Stutzman's worst game, but he did get the
Stutzman made the
sack.
play when it mattered.
That was huge. But hey, I thought McKenzie and Lewis weren't great.
I don't understand what was going on.
Stutzman went out for a lot of the game.
Yeah, linebackers as a whole were lost. Like, and you earlier in the year when teams were running kind of that option or those trick plays, Danny Stutzman was always sniffing it out. And today, BYU was running option pretty much the entire game, and they're not sniffing it out. Like, they're at that point just lucky to make a tackle to save a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's just
you need
all
Gentry
around.
back, Hunter. You need Gentry.
Gentry has to be back at very badly.
He's physical.
Yeah, he makes a lot of plays. There was a lot of plays where he could have made tackles for loss if Gentry would have been able to play. I figured that it was weird. It's weird how it's been these guys going through warm-ups and then they're not playing.
I agree.
That's one thing I don't like. I would rather you just hold them out completely than to keep everyone on their toes. I mean, they did it with Dylan Gabriel last year against Texas. Everyone knew he's not playing that game with the concussion, but he goes through warm-up.
Yeah, I mean, the field was garbage all the way around. How many fourth downs did they have? I know of 2 that they got. But listen, I mean, we can talk all you want. It doesn't matter. Kip Lewis in a physical game isn't as someone has said he was ineffective. He's more effective going laterally than he is against physical. They were going up the gut a lot. And break it, Nell, you hit it right. There was 0 edge containment. You got to force the guys back in. You did not do that as good. And I'm tired of, like Stubby said.
I don't understand. That's been a problem all year. UCF did it a lot on those shovel option plays. Like, you have to force them to go where you have more numbers.
And the problem is when they forced them in the middle, though, we didn't make the tackle.
But it was before there was times where they could have forced them to the outside against UCF. And then they don't. And then this time they need to force them inside. And then they don't. And then when they do, you still don't make the tackle. It's just, I don't get how they struggle so much with those option plays when teams have been running it now for a lot against them. They should be able to figure it out and at least limit the big plays from it.
I agree. And I know I've been a Canick fan. Look, he barely played any today, and he did miss a tackle. But really, the linebacker play, as Jay Jones says, it was our worst linebacker play for the year. Woody Washington was pretty good. Got away with one that maybe could have been interference, but
that wasn't pass interference.
I know.
With how they've not called it at times, that was a good play made by Woody Washington.
I thought Woody was good today, but Salchuk, again, he's RB1. And Walker is a great change of pace. He's a bruiser. I like having him in there some with Jackson Arnold. I think Jackson Arnold, if he were to play next week, he would be settled down and we'd see a different Jackson Arnold. I do like he didn't force anything, throw any picks. He held onto the ball. He made a huge play with his legs. Obviously, had he thrown that 80-yard touchdown to Nick Anderson, everyone been losing their mind right now. He overthrew him. But honestly, I thought Jeff Levy overall was pretty good today. So he was aggressive. Everyone before the game, he's going to be conservative. He wasn't. He came out firing all game. So Dylan Gabriel was firing the ball.
That was something that they needed today. A game as close as it was, you can't go into the conservative shell that we've seen a few times this year. And if he would have, we'd be talking about a much different game.
They had 3 punts in the first half. You did. Shouldn't have. That's ridiculous against this defense.
There's just all around. It was a bad performance. Like
I'm
plain
still sweating bullets, Hunter, every time Gavin Freeman looks up in the air to catch a punt.
why doesn't he fair catch it? Like,
why are you catching it at the 5 anyway?
I don't get it. I like Gavin Freeman. I think there's potential there, but man, he's made some just bad decisions on the punts. At times, he thinks he can outrun everybody when it's 5 against 1, and he ends up losing yards. And they're really at that point just lucky to catch the ball. And then you're still trying to. I don't get it. You gotta do something other than what he's doing right now. I don't know who the answer would be, honestly, because I don't want Stoops out there.
No, it's Petaway or someone, but they won't trust him. They won't play a guy this late in the year.
Brennan Thompson, he hasn't played. He didn't play at all today.
Hey, can we talk about a guy real quick? And Sooner Surge, I'm not going to say told you so, but Sooner Surge, our viewers that watch all the double troubles, you guys have been saying it too, so kudos to you. Jaden Gibson is elite and should be on the field more.
Yeah, led the team in receiving yards, 2 receptions for 82 yards, and
can't guard him.
2 touchdowns, or a touchdown, sorry. Yeah,
exactly.
Big time Jaden Gibson. It was nice to see him get an uptick in targets, even though he only had 2.
Next year, Hunter, next year you got Anthony back, Anderson back, Gibson back.
Yeah, it's going to be a loaded wide receiver.
Head away in the slot.
Then you add
Mitchell maybe at tight end.
Yeah,
you got a gunslinger.
24 guys. You have Zion Raggins. You have KJ Daniels.
Farouk isn't back, is he?
I mean, he can come back. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I don't. He's only a junior, so I don't
know how he'll grade out, Hunter. I don't see him going to the draft.
Then that means he's back.
Like, someone's leaving, Hunter.
Who?
If Gibson doesn't start next year, I'm jumping ship if I'm him.
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility.
He looks like a Sunday player, doesn't he?
Yeah. Gibson?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
He's going to play on Sundays.
I don't get how Jaden Gibson isn't playing a lot more. Like, I've
agree.
said it for a long time. I would go 4 wide receivers if you want Farouk in that bad. And get Jaden Gibson in. He's 6'5", 6'4". Nick Anderson's about the same height. Like, those two are a problem.
I agree. And
you got to get them the ball more than what they're getting it.
You're right, Trap House. The D-line got demolished, got whipped by BYU. It's inexcusable that the D-line – look, I don't understand where Grayson Halton is. He can barely get on the field, even when the other guys aren't doing anything.
I understand. Grayson Halton, the way he moves, like, I don't get why we're not sending the house on punts, because you have Grayson Halton, who's almost blocking punts as a interior defensive lineman, and then Peyton Bowen, who's blocked multiple this year, and they're not. I don't get it. Like,
I agree.
Moves in ways that someone his size should not be able to move. The fact that he's almost able to block a punt every time he gets sent to go try do that sort of duty, and then he's not on the field. He's been very good when he's gotten the chances to play. It's weird. I know there's a lot of depth there. But still, it's like I feel like it's almost so much was talked about with this competitive depth that it's like
we're not seeing a lot of it.
Yeah, it's like they forget that it's there.
Only in certain positions.
It's weird. It's like
weird.
If you make such a big deal, yeah, you're right. 14-0 UCLA.
Hey, really?
That will be interesting if
that will be
UCLA blows them out. Then
Caleb's playing, right?
Yeah, is Chip Kelly still gone? Like,
I don't know.
He's getting fired, but then he's coaching today.
Yeah.
So who knows on that one? But it's just weird. Like, there's all this talk, competitive depth, and then you're still seeing at times earlier in the year, Danny Stutzman play 75 out of 78 snaps.
I agree.
That was the issue last year, is he was playing every snap. And then, but then when you do want to give them time off, it's in the fourth quarter, and it's like, this is the most important time of the game. It's a one possession game.
It's weird.
Hunter,
I don't get the Walker going in for Sawchuk when he was great. But hey, Stubby, you're right. We are talking about problems, and I appreciate you guys too, because it's nice to vent a little bit. It is a whole lot nicer when you win a game and they escape. And I'm going to tell you something else that stood out to me with Jackson Arnold is his pocket presence is pretty dang good, guys. He was getting pressure, and he just stood there like, okay, bring it up on me. It's not affecting me. I think you would see a different guy. It's also the reason that someone said earlier in the chat he should have played last week. He should have got him some run.
That now looking back 100%, but at the time I understood the decision. Why burn a red shirt, even though not sure why they're trying to keep it. It's just you kind of want to keep it if you can in case something does go wrong.
Stubby, appreciate much appreciated, Stubby. You've been right on a lot of your points. Hey guys, everyone that's on here, we are going to be on Double Trouble tonight. Jay will be back. If you want to talk about how loud I get during games, when Gibson caught those TDs, it was pretty loud, but Jay's in somewhere in Arkansas. I cannot get signal. He's probably screaming at the phone right now. I think he will be on tonight at 9:30. We will be live at 9:30 tonight. Everyone on here needs to jump on that. But Stubby, much appreciated. Thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure Jay was listening to the radio broadcast at some dance thing, right? Out in the middle of nowhere.
He's screaming at the phone.
I wonder how that went. I wonder if any noise complaints were called over.
Give us a like. Give us a like. I appreciate that, Dopos. The field was unbelievable. They knew this last week. BYU did. How can you not have a better field?
I think it's I was talking to my dad about it. It might be kind of like, there was all the issues last year with the Super Bowl field, overseeding it with rye. It could be something like that couldn't be fixed within a week. But I feel like you're BYU, you're now a Power 5 program. That should not be an issue. And the grass looked tall to me. It looked way tall.
I don't think DG gets hurt if it's turf. He gets out of bounds before.
Yeah, that was a weird whole ordeal on that. And
I agree.
BYU always manages to injure the starting OU quarterback.
Did you see him go after Arnold at the end?
Yeah. I don't get
the guys go up for defend Arnold.
I'm get how there wasn't.
I take a lot from that, Hunter. I take a lot of how they kind of treated with him in there. It was an ugly game. You are right. Trap house booming. The field was ugly. The game was ugly. Sooner defense came up with 2 big plays. They got the job done. Again, Saltchuk gets 100 yards if they give him the ball like they should have. But the tackling, dude. Oh my, the tackling.
He had 114 yards, Jerome.
Oh, he did go over 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Saltchuk has been
thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya.
Appreciate it. Yeah, his red shirt's over. He's only going to play 2 years in the college football anyway, probably, but he's not going to go for 3 years.
Play 3. You have to play 3.
Counting this year.
Yeah, so 2
more. Right,
I'm
years. Saying he's still got 2 more years.
Yeah.
You're right, Jackson.
Some sort of loophole, which I doubt they could.
Hey, Shane, thanks for being a new Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Hey, guys, everyone that's on here, 9:30 tonight. You don't want to miss Sooner Surge Double Trouble. We're going to rehash every bit of this game. We're going to talk about what was said after the game, and we're going to watch Iowa State second half demolish Texas. And OU's going to back their way into the Big 12 championship somehow, some way.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting over the next 6 hours.
Barnes, Hunter.
I don't know.
He was kickoff return.
I don't know.
He was kickoff return every time.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to Javante Barnes at all. It's been almost made like he's struggling to get back to normalcy following that. I think it was foot surgery he had in the offseason. But then it's I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't let him play if he wasn't ready. So a transfer, in my opinion, is possible. Because
very possible.
Look at who else. Like Gavin Saltchuk has clearly took the position. Like
he can do it all, Hunter, except pass block, which I'm okay with Walker coming in. But Timothy's right. OU, I mean, last week I guess was the best defensive, but it's been very questionable in the middle, in the interior. It's just, and I hate to have this and break it, Nell. You're right. He is susceptible to head injuries, and maybe that's, I don't know if that's why they quit running him, but I promise you this, he's not going to run the ball much anymore.
Yeah, it will be very different in however many games.
I think it affects his
Yeah.
NFL career if he was going to go there. I think he's going to be a
But-
clipboard guy anyway, but still.
Yeah, there's another guy, lefty, Hawaiian as well, Tua, that struggled with the head injuries in the NFL. So I hate
threw a dot today to Gibson in the back of the end zone was an excellent play.
An impressive throw.
What do you think about this, Hunter? What do you think about Chicken 1515's comment?
Someone are you talking about Danny Stutzman?
Yeah, he said he doesn't really practice.
I saw Danny.
He went out and he came back in with.
Apparently he had the flu. Is what I saw.
Okay, so maybe just didn't have some energy.
So, yeah, he was like he got an IV after the game, so they were kind of shocked he played. Which I mean, that says a lot. You take Stutzman out, even though this was by far his worst game of the year. He made the play when it mattered most, that strip sack. If you don't have Danny Stutzman, it might be a lot different of a conversation right now because the linebacker room as a whole was not good today.
I agree. Did Sawchuk fumble? Because I didn't see him fumble.
No, I don't think he did.
He didn't fumble. Hey, we do have to win next week, Nate.
Oh, yeah, he did. Dylan Gabriel jumped on it. That was a good play by BYU. They punched the ball out. That was a well-executed play by them.
Oh, I was thinking that was the one that was down. My fault.
I can't remember if it was a peanut punch or if it was a helmet. It was one of the two, and there's not much Gavin Sawchuk could do on that.
We do have to win next week. Hey, Infidel, you're right. I'll give you some. I tell you how OU gets physical now. David Stone, Jaden Jackson. It's the recruits because I'm sorry, Jordan Kelly's he's manageable. Some of these other guys they can hold their own occasionally, but they're not a dominant force up front. And OU's about to get some dudes. But look, I question on the end, Hunter, why Trace Ford, Rondell Bothroyd, experienced guys, we're not able to get much. Like, what's happening?
But they're like today was a whole nother situation. Only had 4 TFLs today. The one sack from Danny Stutzman on that strip sack. At times, you defend it in the ways that they make plays, even though they're not getting home. They're getting a lot of TFLs. They lead the country in interceptions. So you can't be too bad on the defensive line. But then it's like games like
you can't get dominated by BYU.
Yeah, I don't get how you get dominated.
Pick 6 Houston.
Yeah, wait, they did.
I thought they were about to score earlier. What happened?
I don't know. I have the game on. I wasn't paying attention.
Let's go, baby.
I'm trying to run the comments. It's a lot harder to be on the video and run the comments at the same time. But Oklahoma State,
Sooner fan, keep us updated.
Yeah, Oklahoma State was at like the 40-yard line, and Bowman throws a pick 6.
Boom.
So, big play for Houston.
You are right. I'll say the same thing, 405 boy. Thank you for your service. Sayonara. And I'll say that with a few of OU defenders that, they played for a while. They played many years, but they're not going to do anything at the next level. And they're not guys that can dominate the trenches. And look, again, OU is better defensively than last year, but arguably, Hunter, this was their worst performance on defense. And by the way, Hunter is usually the guy who's running the chat. So appreciate Hunter being on here because Jay is in the middle of nowhere with no service, probably screaming at his cell phone and going to call us later screaming. Tonight at 9:30, we'll be on live. Sooner Surge Double Trouble. You don't want to miss it. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about with the short week. The short week could hurt OU with DG, but again, you get the win today is massive.
Yeah, that was a big thing is getting back to Norman with a win. At this point in the season, it doesn't matter how you win, what the score is. The playoff is out of question. You're trying to make it to the Big 12 championship, and you can't make it there without a win over the next 2 weeks, back-to-back wins. So that was the big thing is just getting the win today. And
I'm still curious of what they're going to do, Hunter. If DG's bad at all, they're not going to play him against TCU.
That's why it's so hard.
The fact that BV said that tells me it's more of a neck. Or
yeah, I don't know because
concussion protocol. That's
concussion protocol he's not playing.
Correct.
I concussions suck. There's no other way to put it. It's the worst injury in football, concussions, because of just how severe they can get at times. And it's one of those injuries that you think they might be fine to play them, but they're not. You have to do the right thing and keep them out. So,
who are the other ones, Hunter?
You're not counting Robert Barnes. You're not counting Robert Barnes because that was a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, hey, Infidel, do you know the other 200-yard pick sixes? I don't think Antonio Perkins was one. Maybe he was. Bowman, man, that was huge. Just like Jada Coleman is huge, Billy Bowman was huge.
Yeah, I saw somebody.
Abdul Adams has the longest run from scrimmage. Yes, you're correct. Abdul Adams.
Yards.
I think Alan Patrick was second.
Against Baylor. That was the year that Baker started a ruckus in Waco.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's the irony in this statement, Hunter? Ugly win trumps a great loss. Let's go Cougs. It's because we just played BYU Cougars. But we're talking about the Houston Cougars. I think the future is extremely bright, despite the fact that Arnold missed the wide open guy. He looks the part. We know he can sling it around the field. He showed he can run the ball and run it strong. But DG's comfort with the offense. DG played great through a dime to Gibson. Stogner made a great catch today. Ball was behind. Made a great catch on third down.
Stogner's been better over the last 2 weeks. I'll give him that.
I agree. And hey, two things have to change, Hunter. Two things have to change.
Having Sawchuck as well.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to the outside. So
really, two things have to change moving forward. Gibson's got to play more, and Schmidt's got to sit some pine. And
but what's the answer there? Like Gavin Marshall.
Anybody. Go for it every time. Go for it every time.
Yeah, I think the only answer is to go for it every time. But
oh yeah, I agree. Arnold's going to be elite, guys. He's different. He is different. I promise you. We need that. Trap House says offense get some juice with Jackson. I think they're going to have DG if he's healthy, obviously. But hey, guys, I give Farouk credit, and what I did like about the last 3rd and 7, if you noticed, Jackson Arnold gave him time to separate. He didn't throw it immediately. He could have, but he waited like about a second half longer, let the separation happen, and threw a dot, and Farouk made a great catch.
Yeah, Mars, are you talking about Reggie Powers up in Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be an exciting one to watch. He is the headhunting type of safety.
Sawchuck found his way. The backup is General Booty, probably.
No, I don't think General Booty was there.
So it's Davis Bevel.
Yeah.
Backup is Bevel. Kim, thanks for joining us. Hey, guys, and Hunter, I know we're going to have to get off here. Listen, guys and gals, because we have guys and gals on here. It's great. Everyone on here. You don't want to miss tonight at 9:30. 9:30 Central Time. Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Jay will be back. It'll be live and hyped up, I'm sure, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Stubby, can't leave before we thank you and Tanya for their donations to the Sooner Surge, the YouTube channel, and your supers. Shane Peters, welcome as a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Again, it's $4.99 to do that a month. Guys, we are so appreciative of you all. Let's go Houston Cougars, and let's go Iowa State Cyclones. Enjoy your afternoon watching football. Can't wait. Appreciate it. Till next time. Boomer.